Hello and welcome into a Wednesday edition of the Computer America Show. And joining us is our consumer electronics expert and Computer America correspondent, Sandy Berger. So, she's going to be here for both hours. We got some great things to talk about.
4 minutes
including
until showtime.
Including what to do if your printer doesn't work all of a sudden. So we've got some interesting things to talk about. So sit back, relax, head over to the Computer America chat room. And we'll see you there, and we'll start the show in less than 5 minutes. Okay. I'm going into the chat room myself. So, do you go into the chat room? You do it.
I usually do, but I don't have it up today. I could.
Wow.
Oh, do you hear that?
Do I hear what?
I had a little ding in my computer.
No, I don't hear a ding. Do you hear a ding?
Okay, good.
Ben, you hear a ding?
Nope.
All right. Won't worry about it then.
Until showtime.
I'm sorry, what, Sandy?
I won't worry about it then.
Okay. All right. I'm putting it in there now. So, did you say you are not going into the chat room tonight, Sandy?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
All right. It says chat room and live video. On this page, you can join us. What do I have to do here?
2 minutes until showtime.
Don't activate the video because we'll have a horrible echo. Just go to the chat room and put your name. What do you put in normally? Sandy?
Yeah.
Sandy Berger, whatever. You don't have to put a password and just click enter.
Right.
There you are. Oh, that's Jonathan. Okay. And
I'm trying, but my computer is very slow.
Oh.
Needs to be.
Are you doing this chat room on the same computer that you're?
Yeah. You don't want me to?
Yeah, maybe not. It's Java. I hate Java.
All right, then I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do it.
All right, I'm back to Hangouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 minute until showtime.
You can just tell me what's going on in the chat room. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine. I usually
Did you start the Hangouts?
Yeah, Hangouts is going.
Oh, okay.
I said hello to everybody, and everybody.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
It was only 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's that teenage.
Has it been that long? Yeah.
Okay. Ben looks like a dog.
He does. He looks much furrier than last time I saw him.
Yeah, especially around where this chin is.
Hair extensions.
Okay. Here we go.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Grossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And welcome into a Wednesday edition of the Computer America Show. We have a very interesting show planned for you tonight, and we welcome all of you here to the program. Just to kind of bring you up to speed, if you want to talk to Ben and myself or our guest tonight, we really make it simple to do that. You can call us. That's the easiest way. 347-884-8881. 347-884-8881 will get you on and get you through. I'll tell you what, we'll tell you the rest of the ways to get through, but let's get our guest on so she can participate. And joining us tonight, of course, is Sandy Berger. Sandy is a consumer electronics expert, well-versed in things like printers, cell phones, digital cameras, and other devices. Her website is CompuKiss.com, and Sandy is one of our Computer America correspondents who appears here on the show on a monthly basis. Sandy, welcome into Computer America. How are you?
Hey, Craig. I'm doing very well.
All right. So I'm telling people how to get a hold of us if they have a question about anything that you and I or Ben are talking tonight about. Give us a call at 347-884-8881. That will get you on and get you through. We also have an email address. It's live, L-I-V-E, at computeramerica.com. You can also join us in our live interactive add-on chat room. From our homepage at computeramerica.com, you'll see it right there in the middle of the screen, a chat room /live video. Just click that. It'll take you to our combo page where the chat room is there. It'll ask you for a username. That's the name you'll be known by when you go in there. You click the sign-in button in your Java-enabled browser. On a Windows machine, Mac, Linux, they all work. Will move you into the Computer America chat room. Sharing that very same page is our live Computer America video streaming page, and that's brought to you by Other World Computing. It's quality products, expert support since 1988, now celebrating its 25th anniversary. Visit them at www.maxsales.com. And when I tell you that, I mean they have some amazing values there at MaxSales. If you're looking for memory for your Mac, even vintage memory for your older Macintosh. They go back to 1998. So you have any legacy Macs, they have the replacement memory for it. Hard drives, solid state drives, you name it. Anything goes into a Mac, you're going to get it. And anything that you order that's over $49 from Other World Computing, the shipping is free ground shipping. And I think about 80% of the country, that means you're going to get it in about 2 days. Okay. If you're a gamer, you have a PlayStation 4. They have PlayStation 4 hard drive kits. They have one that, for example, that's 1 terabyte, and it's not a regular hard drive. It's a hard drive that shares a solid state drive. It's a combo drive. So everything is in one unit. Really. They even give you the screwdriver. They give you the entire kit. They give you a flash memory stick. They even give you an enclosure case. You can see all of this. It's like $115 for that. I mean, incredible value at maxsales.com. Head over there at www.maxsales.com. You'll be very glad that you did. Trust me. Okay. And again, Other World Computing bringing to you our live video streaming page. And I see a number of you are already watching us. So, that said, let me tell you a little bit about Sandy. If you're new to the Computer America Show, Sandy is a consumer electronics expert, as I mentioned. She has her own website as well, CompuKiss.com. But one of the reasons that we like Sandy is because when she's talking or reporting about a consumer electronics product, be it a cell phone or a printer or whatever, Bluetooth speakers, you name it, she's going to not only tell you about it, but she's going to tell you if she likes it or if she doesn't like it, and she'll tell you why. She advises you purchase it or not purchase it. She's going to give you the scoop on anything that she talks about. We really like that, and so you can be assured that what you're hearing is the real thing. I mean, they don't pay her to talk about or promote their product. It's completely editorial in content. She does that extremely well. So again, everything you hear that she talks about is the real deal, is what I'm saying. So you're getting the real story from her. Now, if you want to follow along with us, this is really interesting. Just go to computeramerica.com, go to our archives page, and you'll see our show notes. Okay, and you can click the show notes page, and you'll see today's date, which is July the 9th, and you'll see Sandy Berger, and you'll see what we're going to be talking about in the description. We even have a link to her website if you click on her name. But underneath that, there's a link that says Cheat Notes. And if you click that, it'll open up a Google Docs document in your browser, and then you can see everything that we're going to be talking about tonight. And that's really valuable because not only will you be able to read what we're talking about, but you can see she has pictures of the products there, so you can see them. She has links to the product for more information. So the cheat notes turn out to be a very valuable listener commodity, and we highly recommend that you click on it and view everything as we discuss it. Okay? All right, so that said, let's get started. And we're going to start off with, I guess they're calling themselves the world's first curved smartphone. This is a smartphone that it's curved, has a curved screen. And it's called, what, the LG Flex?
Yeah, it's called the Flex, and interestingly enough, it doesn't flex. It is curved, but the name tends to lead you to believe that somehow you can take it back and forth. You can't. I'll hold it up by the side here, see if
You have one.
if you can see it.
Your phone is warped.
It's warped. It looks like it's warped, exactly. And it's big. It's a 6-inch
Wow.
6-inch phone. I first saw this at CES this year, and I thought to myself, my goodness, why? Why do they want a phone that's curved?
The face is curved, so it kind of goes around from your ear to your mouth. I don't know.
It does, exactly. If you're holding it to your ear, it does get closer to your mouth.
Okay.
And so that alone has something going for it. The sound quality is a little bit better than some other phones. But it is just very different. Also, another different thing, and if you're on the Hangouts, you can see it.
Mhm.
The on-off button is on the back.
Oh, look at that! Yeah.
In the middle of the phone, which is handy. Actually, sometimes it's hard to press the on-off button on the side of the phone. So this is very nice, but you have to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little something you have to get used to. Now, one thing I didn't like about the phone is that the resolution is not that good. It's like 1280 by 730, and of course you can find phones that have better resolution. But the screen is very nice. The other thing, and why am I starting with what I don't like? I don't know. It's a Jelly Bean 4.2.2 phone, and KitKat is out. Why this phone is still on Jelly Bean is a little bit aggravating, especially if you know the advantages that KitKat has.
But you can't update the operating system on it by yourself. They have to do that.
You have to wait until it's done for you.
Okay.
Until it's available for your phone. And that's one problem with Android.
What?
Android, a lot of Android phones, you have to wait until the manufacturer and Google get together and release the update for that phone.
But it would seem to me that they're back a couple of generations. I mean, it's why is it taking so long?
That I don't know. And this again is a problem across the board with some Android phones where you have to wait and wait for the update.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about things you don't like. Is there anything there what you do like?
Yeah, there is. There's quite a few things that I like. It's got a Snapdragon 2.26 gigahertz quad-core processor, so it's a speedy phone. Very responsive. The screen is responsive. Let's see. Oh, it's got one really cool feature. As the back of the phone, which just looks like an average phone, gets fingerprints just like all the others. It's not, what I'm trying to say is it's not graded or anything like that. It just looks like a shiny gray back on the phone.
Yeah.
But the back is what they call self-healing, which they're starting to do in cars and things like that. And so if you actually scratch this phone, you can. It takes a lot to get a scratch on it, but if you do get a scratch on it and you come back the next day or so, and the scratch is gone, it's really pretty amazing.
Now, let's not gloss over that. So, and I've been hearing about self-healing technology, and some devices. So this has. So again, if you get a scratch on the back of the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't rub it, you just kind of leave it alone, or
Leave it alone, and you come back a day or two, and it's not there anymore. Now, I have not tried to ruin the phone by taking a machete to it or anything like that, but I have scratched it and been amazed that it seems to regenerate. It's pretty cool.
How do they do that? Is it?
I don't.
What is it?
It
is like a back of some sort, or
some technology that's built into the plastic of the phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So altogether, though, it's a very nice phone. It's not spectacular. At 6 inches, you do have to get used to holding a phone that big. It's a little bit easier to hold than some of the others because when you hold it up to your ear, it's that slight curve to it.
Okay, so let's go to the younger generation sitting in there. Ben,
Yes.
would you use a phone like this? I mean, hold it up so he can see it again. I mean, if you haven't seen, I mean, is this something that appeals to you?
Yeah. I mean, bigger phones are definitely. I've seen a lot of interest in them. You know, between coworkers and people I know and friends and things like that. You know, bigger screens aren't a bad thing, but the one thing that does kind of sound surprising, and you know, I mean, if it is boasting, you know, this new self-healing stuff, and the you know, all these little new features. What's up with that resolution? I mean, how did you notice that the resolution was different? Is it just in the way applications run? They don't run right, or?
Oh no,
Or how,
no.
yeah.
They run fine. I mean, the resolution is just the screen quality, you know. And if you really start to look at it like you read a book on it, you can kind of see the difference. But in my case, the next thing we're going to talk about is a Nokia Lumia. So I have two phones that are approximately the same size, and I can put them side by side and put that side by side with my iPhone and with a Galaxy and take a look at the screen resolution. And that's an interesting point about these cell phones. It has gotten to the point where the resolution on most of them is so good that if you pick up that phone and use it, you're fine with it. I mean, you're happy with it. It's only when you put it right next to another one that's got a better resolution that you're going to be able to see a big difference. So that doesn't mean you're going to be unhappy with this phone. You're not. I mean, I think anybody that uses this phone would be pretty happy with it. And as a matter of fact, I've gone online and looked at the reviews, and it's totally amazing me because a lot of these 6-inch phones, the two 6-inch phones I'm going to talk about today, and a few others, are getting rave reviews. I mean, people are just going online saying, I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm not sure if that means the bigger phones are going to be better or what's going on. What do you think, Ben?
You know, it was actually kind of a running competition back where I used to work. You know, I wasn't doing the show for last year, but like, you know, one of my boss would come in and he got a new phone and it was, you know, 5.8, and then someone down in another completely different department in the, you know, in the company came up and said, oh yeah, well my phone's 6.1 inches, and he'd come up and they'd show, and they compare phones, they hold them up, it's like, wow, it was like a point of competition. I mean, bigger phones is just, I guess it's just the real estate, and you know, and as more and more people start using them to, you know, stream Netflix and you know, look at pictures, surf websites, that kind of thing, just that added real estate, I think people are finally getting the most out of it.
But how do they put it in their pockets?
They have big pockets. You know, the average pocket's pretty big. I mean, I've been able to fit books in my pockets ever since, you know, 7th, 8th grade.
Okay.
But if you put one of these phones next to, say, an iPhone, which is the standard, port 4.3, and for anybody in the chat room, or I should say in the Google, I'll hold them up. You see a huge difference between the size of the two phones.
Yeah.
And yes, you can fit the 6-inch in your pocket, but it is a lot bulkier.
Really, a lot. So,
I mean, it's not impossible to fit these phones in your pocket. So, don't go about thinking that now. I mean, some ladies' clothing, as little of it as I've worn, sometimes they're built with false pockets and or smaller pockets. But I mean, but for most jeans and things like that, I wouldn't worry about that kind of thing.
okay.
No, I think he's right. You don't need to worry about it. And a woman will just put it in her purse or pocketbook and anyway, so.
Yeah, well, or if you're carrying a man purse,
That's right. That's right.
I used to carry my phone clipped to my belt with a holder, but Ben finally convinced me to just put my phone in my pocket. And actually, I used to carry it, but now I carry it in my shirt pocket, and
Well, because you weren't in the Wild West, you didn't need to draw your phone to shoot, Billy the Kid. He was coming down the road. It's a phone. Put it away, man. Put it away.
The only problem with putting a phone in your shirt pocket is that when you bend over, sometimes it falls out, and that's not a good thing. So that's happened a couple of times.
Right, and that's very, very bad if you happen to be in the bathroom when that happens.
That can be a problem.
And besides, your shirt pocket's supposed to be for your pen and pencil protector. It's not supposed to be,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how are you going to look like a geek if you don't have a pencil protector?
Exactly.
Pocket protector.
But I do need it up in my shirt pocket because I'm not wearing a watch right now, and the only way I can tell time is looking at my smartphone. So if it's right up my pocket, I can take a quick peek at it.
Now, there's an interesting thing. A lot of young kids, and I don't know where Ben fits in this, but a lot of the young kids stopped wearing watches when cell phones came out. And now they're going back to watches because they've got the gear watches and the stuff that's attached to their phones. So it's kind of like what goes around comes around.
Watches are coming back in style, especially now that it seems like every single company is coming out with some kind of fit device, that kind of thing, and watches seem to be the best place to put fit devices.
Right, and I understand that Apple's getting into that for the next version of the iPhone.
So Craig hopes.
Yeah, so I hope.
Is that what you want? You're looking forward to that, Craig?
Well, I am. Yeah, if they come up with an iWatch, I've been holding out, and then I found one of my older watches, and it was working, and then it stopped working, so I sent it off to get repaired, and the repair bill is going to be like over $200 to get it repaired, and I'm going, geez, for $200 I'd probably get myself an iWatch, maybe I should just hold off and wait. Yeah, so I don't know.
I definitely would wait because it's right around the corner. Believe me, right around the corner.
Yeah. All right. So getting back to the curved phone from LG, I know that Charles Tendell has gone on record saying that he does not like curved phones. He didn't see the need for them. He didn't see the advantage, and he basically didn't. He said why. So like also with curved TVs, they have the big things on these curved TVs, and he's going why? I don't really see the difference. Now I know one of them. You could actually the curve was useful where you could rock the phone or something and then it would do something. I don't know if that's part of this phone where you could rock it and it would do something in it.
Well, I don't think so, but in any case, I agree with Charles in that respect. I don't see the need for this either, and it does make conversing a little bit better. Okay, just a little bit because it's a little closer to your mouth. But I just don't see the need for it. And they've gone through a lot of trouble to make this. I mean, it even has a curved battery in it.
Yeah.
So, they've gone through a lot of trouble. And again, what is the point? I mean, does it matter that it's got that slight curve? It does in one respect. When you turn it sideways and you're watching a video on it, it seems a little bit truer, the picture. But I don't think I'd buy the phone for that reason. However, I think if you bought this phone, you'd be happy with it.
Really?
I do. I think a lot of people have purchased it, and I think it's a decent phone. And it's the one I got is from AT&T, $299 with a 2-year contract.
Well, let me ask you. You have them all. Are you going to use this phone? Are you going to? Last I checked, you were using an iPhone, the iPhone 5.
My phone is still an iPhone 5.
iPhone 5. Okay.
My husband now has a Galaxy 5.
Okay.
And I like that one very much. I love the features on it. Matter of fact, maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
Or next month, because I do like some of the features on that phone a lot.
What do you like? What specifically you like about it?
I love certain things like the fact that you can program it to take a picture without touching the screen or touching the phone. You just say cheese or shoot or whatever word you want to use, and it takes the picture. Now, for me, my hands are a little shaky, so when I take a picture and then I have to press something on the screen or on the side of the phone to take the picture, what happens is I shake it sometimes. Okay, so I loved that feature. You know, and that's just one small thing.
Okay.
You know, but that phone has a lot of neat features to it.
Okay. All right. So basically, what do we get? Do we get a thumbs up for the?
We get a thumbs up for it. Yeah. I thought it was a little bit pricey at $299. I'd like to see it cheaper, and maybe it will be because these prices change constantly.
Okay. All right. So again, you can see it again in the show notes page, but it's the LG makes it's the Flex phone. Again, retail $299 at AT&T with a 2-year contract, and we have a link in the show notes in the cheat notes. They can take you to the page, and you can see more of the details for yourself. All right. So this next one is also a cell phone, and this one's from Nokia, and this is because it's a Windows phone, but it has this is what, Microsoft Office built into the phone?
Yeah, it's actually when I got this phone, my AT&T rep sent it to me and said, you know, I want you to look at this phone, and I was not that interested. But after I got it, I started liking it pretty much. It again is a 6-inch phone. It's flat. It's not curved. But it's a very, very nice phone.
Okay.
So let's see what's different about it.
Yeah. First of all, that it has Office, Microsoft. Is that the full version of Microsoft Office built into
It has Office, so you can do Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. So you can change documents and all that. Now, to me, even though these 6-inch phones are easier on the eyes, you can see more screen real estate and all that. Typing on one of those things to do a Word document would be, to me, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't use it. However, if you want to use this phone just to make changes to a document, say you're sending a document back and forth with or you're collaborating with somebody on a doc, and you want to make a small change to it, then that's very useful to me. Or to read, just to read the documents. So yes, it has Office built in, which is pretty amazing. It has the colorful tiles, just like Windows 8. Hold it up here for you. For anybody that's in the Google room, they can see it. And it's a little different than most phones. You're scrolling sideways. On this phone, you're scrolling up and down. So that simple little thing, but hard to get used to when you're going from phone to phone.
You think they did that intentionally, or just to be different, or then they realize that everybody else does it that way, and they just made it?
I think they start off just to be different, and they get an idea, and you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, especially with Windows. Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Now, the one thing that I really like about Windows phones that this phone doesn't have. Oh, what's her name? What's the Windows?
Cortana.
Cortana, yeah, that's from Halo, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, this phone doesn't have Cortana.
Oh, that's out of here then.
No problem. No problem, because Windows has a developer's kit that you can put on the phone, and you can update it even if the phone has not, and like the Android phones, you have to wait until it's ready. This phone is the, let's see, it's the 1520. And Nokia is saying that they will update to Windows 8.1 sometime at the end of July, this phone.
Okay.
But I thought this afternoon I'm going to put on the developer's kit, and I'm going to get Cortana on here because I liked her very much. I think she's really cool. Even liked her a little bit better than Siri when I just had tested her out. And I couldn't get it on. Wouldn't you know it? Spent 2 hours trying to get the development kit and had one problem after another. I will try to do that for next month because my AT&T guy said he doesn't need this phone right back, so I'll see if I can't get that going.
Now, are you saying that eventually it will have Cortana on
Yes.
it in the future release without you having to do anything?
Yes, and the Windows 8.1 update on a Windows computer is spectacular. I mean, some not huge differences, but little differences that make a huge change.
Mm-hmm.
So I really advise anybody that's on a Windows computer to go ahead and put 8.1 on. Now, on a Windows phone, since I haven't used it yet, I don't know exactly how much of a change there's going to be, but I assume that there's going to be a huge change. And since they've put the virtual assistant on, I think that alone makes for a big change with 8.1.
All right. So it has the full version of Office on it. It's other than that, anything else that's makes it kind of...
It's got what they call a super sensitive screen, and I have seen this on a couple of other phones, but you can use it with gloves on, and you can actually tap on the screen with your nails, which some women that have long nails will really like that feature, let me tell you. And of course, if you're working outside in really cold weather, you might like that feature. And I tried it. It does work. You don't have to have special gloves. You know, they have special gloves now with like silver threads in them or whatever that you can use on any phone. But this phone, you don't need that. It takes great pictures. I am in love with this phone for the pictures it takes. It's got a 20 megapixel camera. But it's got a dual flash on the back, and I'll tell you, I took pictures with my iPhone, the LG phone, and this Nokia today, and I compared them all, and the Nokia phone pictures were spectacular, especially in low light.
Okay. Now you're comparing that to an iPhone 5. I know the
iPhone 5, yeah.
The iPhone 5S has got the dual flash, and they have made. I had the 5 and went to the 5S, and the improvement is amazing. So
in the camera.
In the camera, yeah.
Yeah, I went from a jitterbug to a 5S, and the camera was
You
markedly
got rid
better.
of your jitterbug? Oh my goodness!
I did. I got an iPhone.
Talked to you for a long time, Ben.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's finally got an iPhone 5S.
Did you get a gold one? Let me see that again.
Oh no, it's just the silver black one.
No, he left the gold one for me. You know, here.
Yeah, I know you've got the gold one.
But
yeah, the camera was markedly better. So I mean,
it is. Yeah, it is definitely better. And his mom got the jitterbug. She has the jitterbug now.
Okay, all right. Well, as we've discussed in the past, Jitterbug has a lot going for it, but I'm glad to see that Ben came out into the big digital world.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of embarrassing because he's my co-host. And he's supposed to be Mr. Tech and everything, and he had
a Jitterbug.
Yeah, Jitterbug, exactly. Not as you said, it's not a bad phone. I mean, it's actually very good. It has some really. It's for the people that it's designed for. It does.
Right. It does a good job.
Yes, it does. It does a very good job. All right. So, anything else about this phone?
Very good image stabilization, Zeiss optics. So, I really did like the camera on this phone. Now, I'd have to compare it to some other phones just to be sure, but I really did like that. It also has a dedicated camera button on the side of the phone.
Oh, that is nice. Okay.
Which is quite nice.
It is. All right. Well, listen, we're at the bottom of the hour, Sandy, and we're going to take a break, and we'll continue on. We have Sandy Berger here with us for both hours, consumer electronics expert. We have a wide list of things that we're going to be talking about. You can see it on our show notes page under the cheat notes link. This is the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. Coming back with a news tips bulletin with Marty Winston. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No Hair Removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No Hair Removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Good day. This is Marty Winston for Computer America with a news tips bulletin review of acoustic sheep run phones. Acoustic sheep run phones are a novel alternative for listening to audio. Stereo transducers are placed inside a stretchy fabric headband. And they're removable when it's time to launder the headband, and these float over your ears. Now, transducers are what's inside many headphones and not quite built the same as speakers. So, like on-ear headphones, these let in the sounds of the world. They are not amplified. We found the sound adequate when playing tracks on a handset and a tablet with their volume cranked almost all the way up. The specs claim a wide frequency response, but these are clearly mid-range transducers with some compromises in sensitivity toward the low end. The voices of Leon Redbone and Dean Martin, for example, have usually sounded deeper. This isn't a major handicap. Even audio purists can have hearing anything at all during exercise. So, bottom line, acoustic sheep run phones are a handy way to listen to both your player and your surroundings. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. It's 33 minutes past the hour, and yeah, that was just by Marty Winston. And he's talking about the new Bone earphones that kind of go behind your ears, you know, and they try to put the sound kind of into your head, just not through your ears, leaving your ears available to, you know, listen to just about anything they want. And yeah, I mean, good idea, and I love Tribe Pair, but I mean, they sound interesting. But yeah, we're here with Sandy Berger, and we're doing right now some of the phones that she's been reviewing lately. And the one that we were just on was the Nokia Lumia 1520, and that is a Windows phone. And I never really got a chance to ask you, Sandy. I mean, it's been a while since the Windows phone started coming out and getting more and more popular. Do you like Windows phones as compared to, you know, Android and iOS?
I do. But I have several caveats that I have to put in there when I talk about Windows phones, especially even a Windows 8 computer. I think that I think it's the phones are very usable, but there's certain things I don't like about it. For instance, the iPhone and the Android phones both have those notification screens that you can scroll down and see everything, and Windows Phone doesn't have that. They do have some other things that are very nice. They're good looking. The tiles on a Windows 8 computer are okay. I mean, they don't add a lot, but on the phone they do. The tiles are very colorful, and you can resize them. It's got a little bit of a cleaner look. The other two operating systems. And it's just a question of what you get used to. As I stated earlier, I've read reviews on this Nokia phone, and people are just loving it. I mean, they're just saying, wow, this is a great phone, this is a great phone. And the reason for that is because no matter which operating system it is, the cell phones have reached the point where they are the processors are so fast, the cameras are so good, and the screens are so good that almost any of them are, adequate for the average person.
So I guess you guys saying that smartphones have kind of come into their own by now.
Exactly. And the other thing that really has improved, and this phone in particular has a great battery life. This phone, I could go the whole day and just recharge at night, which is basically the way you want a phone if you're going to be a heavy user anyway, and you can use it all day and only charge it up at night. I mean, that really is a big advantage. But they're all getting that way. They're all getting better, longer talk times, and when you can watch full HD on a 6, that's pretty quickly.
That is very good. I have to ask you this because Ben and I were doing a story. I think it was like last night or the night before with BlackBerry. They're coming out with this new phone that is almost square. I don't know if you've seen it, and with a keyboard on it, and what do they call it again? Was it not the Prophet? What was it again, Ben? Do you remember the name of it?
Wait, the what?
What did they? It was the BlackBerry phone that had this. It looked square. Remember?
Oh yeah, the new BlackBerry phone. I'll have to pull it up.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it, Sandy?
I haven't seen it. No.
This is supposedly the phone that's going to rescue BlackBerry, and it's very unusual looking. When he calls up the story, I'll actually send you the link over the
it's called the BlackBerry Passport, I believe.
Okay, you can probably you can Google it. Yeah, you can Google it.
And it's a smartphone that BlackBerry pulled out. I mean, this thing is definitely different than I mean, whereas the curved screen was different from everything else, this thing is more different than the curved screen. Mm-hmm. This thing is just I guess it kind of reminds me of a PDA more than a smartphone.
Okay.
But it's
and this is what BlackBerry says is going to rescue the company.
Have you seen Are you seeing a picture of it?
I have not seen it. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Pull it up there, and because I'm just kind of curious as to your opinion on that. I mean, because it's so very different. And,
okay, they call it bizarre.
All right, you seeing it now?
I'm seeing it. Yes, they're calling it bizarre.
What's your first impression of something like that?
I like to see things that are different. Okay. Yeah. I think anything that we can innovate, that if it turns out great, that's how the iPhone started, and that's wonderful. From the looks of this, I don't like the way it looks. It looks utilitarian. Too utilitarian, let me put it that way. And I personally think that BlackBerry is in such disarray that it's going to be a long way back for them. They're saying this thing is going to come out in September. Let's see. It says it's unclear how comfortable the screen would be to hold.
I mean, just in terms of phones, this thing is wider width-wise than pretty much anything I've ever seen.
Right. It's not completely square, but it is much wider. And isn't that the problem with some of these 6-inch phones? People complain that they can't use them with one hand and that they're too hard to hold. And I'm looking at this BlackBerry, seeing a guy holding it, and saying to myself, "Oh, that looks even harder to hold than the 6-inch phone."
I mean, it's it's definitely not a one-hand device, but maybe, maybe if you finally get your hands on it and touch it and feel it, maybe it feels good to, just have two hands on it and try to work it with two
Right,
thumbs and two
which
hands.
is fine. I think that the reason they're probably going to something like this is because Blackberries are known for business devices, and a device like this could get more text on the screen.
Hmm.
It would be kind of like turning your phone sideways, but you wouldn't have to turn it sideways because it's got a keyboard at the bottom. So you could keep the keyboard and still see more text across the screen.
Yeah, it's not a virtual keyboard. I think it's an actual physical keyboard.
Yeah, it looks like a physical keyboard. So you wouldn't have to turn the, yeah.
So it's not like a phablet, where the keyboard is virtual. I mean, the orientation has to stay that way because the keyboard is physically built into the unit.
Right, right. But what I'm saying is that on top of the physical keyboard, you now have the squarish or the wider thing. So basically, you could see more text if you were reading a document.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably why they went with that sort of thing.
Supposedly, you can see bigger spreadsheets. You can do more, and they're aiming it at, again, the business person, not the gamer. Not the average.
Right.
And the thing I brought up when when we first did the story about the BlackBerry was that business people nowadays, it's not uncommon for them to have a tablet or even a laptop that they carry around with them to do business on anyways. So trying to, take market share away from tablet and laptop users, I mean, the smartphones are growing, but I don't think people really do work on their smartphones. If they have to do work, then they have a tablet or they have a laptop.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, especially because you can get a 7-inch tablet with a keyboard built in, and it's not that much to lug around.
Yeah, it just seemed like a weird thing for just. I don't think BlackBerry is going to just say, okay, BlackBerry's in the race again with this phone. But
right. Well, BlackBerry tried that with their tablet, and look what happened to that.
Yeah.
So at one time, BlackBerry was the thing. I mean, the only thing that everybody used in businesses, and they really actually they blew it because they didn't update as quickly as they needed to keep up with everything.
Well, again, as I said, I was just kind of curious. If you get a chance to get your hands on one of those, I'd be curious to see what your. I don't know if you have a BlackBerry contact or somebody, but certainly I think it's something you should take a look at.
Yeah, I'll have to actually look at that. What is it going to be run on BlackBerry? Let's see.
I think it's their own operating system. They have.
Yeah, it's their own, the whole thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
we will see if we. You always give me homework, Craig. Every show, it's like, go see if you can get this, or go see.
It's good material. It's good fodder, for you. Because what am I going to do next? Well, here's something good.
Okay. All right.
So anyhow, I was just curious. So let's move on. And again, if you have our cheat note, if you have the cheat notes, you can follow all the stories that we're doing here. And the next story is about a venerable company that's been around for a very long time, Rayovac. And Rayovac was one of the major players in manufacturers of consumer batteries, and they still are. I mean, still out there. But the two big giants, I think, today, though, are Duracell and Eveready. I think are the two.
Whoa.
Energizer.
Energizer. That's it. Yeah, Energizer.
Yeah, there we go.
Think Pink Bunny.
Yeah, what did I say? What did I say? Duracell and what did I say? What was
Everlast?
it? No. Anyway, the Energizer. Energizer and Duracell. Yeah, the two big players now. Rayovac, I think, would be the third in that order. At least that's my perception of them.
I think you're right.
Hard statistics, but I think it is. But looks like they're, and they're like the next brand. If you don't want to spend as much money, Duracell seems to be the most expensive. Energizer is right behind that, and I guess Rayovac always has to have a really good bargain. And you can find them usually in stores now. The big stores carry them, like the Home Depots and the Lowe's. You can find them there, and they've always seemed to be a lower price for more batteries. So it's
right. And that's one of the reasons I looked at these devices that came from Rayovac.
Okay.
because they are inexpensive and it's a quick and easy way to recharge your phone or whatever. So the first one is called Phone Boost 800, and that is just a small device, which again I can show those people who are.
Oh, so you have one, see?
I have one. It's a little tiny device. You see on one end is the USB, on the other is the micro USB, or if you got one to go with the Apple, it would be the Lightning connector on one end.
So you have to choose. You have to choose which version you want.
You have to choose. They do have a couple that have both, but I didn't find that those worked very well, so I would definitely make a choice there. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this, and I keep starting with what I don't like, I don't know why today, but the pieces that cover the USB or cover the other end are removable.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that seems like a good thing, and yet I would tend to lose those.
You should attach them somehow, maybe with a little chain or something.
Well, no, they pop on and off, and so they're pretty secure when you have them on. It's just a question of taking them off and leaving them someplace.
Well, yeah, if you had a little chain on it, you would just have to leave it on there.
Well, one thing that it doesn't, they don't have it. The covers don't have a chain, but it does have a key fob thing.
Okay.
The little thing you can attach to your keys.
They should make a little electronic locator for your caps, so if you can find out.
Yeah, so you can find the caps.
You can find the cover, exactly.
Well,
one more thing to lose track of.
The one thing I did like about this is that it's got this little attachment, that you put it on your keychain, because there's plenty of chargers around.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there's millions of different chargers. At $25, this is a pretty inexpensive one. It works very well, but the biggest thing is that you can put it on your keychain, so you can always have it with you, which is kind of neat.
Now, what kind of a charge do you expect to get from this into your phone?
You can get, you can use it just for emergency. In other words, you can plug it in and just use it, keep it plugged in as you talk, or you can charge it up. I've got it to charge about halfway.
Okay.
With this charger. One nice thing is you press it does have an on-off button that you can press, and then it's got 4 little tiny lights on there. Again,
you can see it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And the lights indicate how much of a charge there is.
Okay.
So to charge it up, you put it into your USB, or you purchase a little adapter for the wall adapter for it. And so you can actually see how much is left and charge it up when you need to, which is kind of neat. And the lights go out immediately. I mean, you're looking at it, and wait a minute, those lights went out, but that's to just save battery power. So
okay.
So like the little extra charger you might buy, or a car charger, are $7.99 and $24.99 for the main thing. Rayovac has a ton of these, and if you go on their website, or you go into Walgreens or someplace where you'll see them on the shelf, the nice thing is you can pick and choose. You need a car charger, they have one with a dual USB. Now, the thing I didn't find that most of these were not rapid charge, and I think we've talked about that before, Craig.
Yeah, we have.
How nice it is to have a rapid charge device.
Yes.
But if you find something like this that you can get rapid charge, that's great. If not, keep one of these on your keychain, and you'll have it. You'll be ready.
Phone Boost 800. All right. Then they make a different version, a dual USB car charger.
They make that, and those are the items that I put on the show notes, because that's what they sent me, and they're all kind of useful, actually.
Okay, so you have a wall charger as well.
Right.
Okay, so now they all have the same basic capacity. Is that what we're talking? Then the
right, and again, they're not. At least the ones that they sent me are not rapid charge. But if you go on the Rayovac website, you're going to see a wide variety of choices. And actually, Energizer is always at CES. They're always at the press shows at CES. And I have, over the years, liked the Energizer devices a little bit better than the Rayovac. But for the price, Rayovac does a pretty good job.
I'm looking at a few, and they have one called the instant battery charger for micro USB devices. So basically, you have an actual battery in there that you put in rather than a rechargeable battery.
Yeah, they have some of these that have rechargeable batteries. And the one thing that I should say about these Rayovacs is I had tested a few of them with an older cell phone, an Android phone that was, I think, an Edge or something, and they wouldn't charge the older phones.
Really?
So just be aware of that. Anything that's, say, a year or 2 years old, it will charge. But if you go back a little bit farther than that, it might not charge it.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Rayovac, and you can see the pictures and the images. We have the website link, starting from $7.99, going up to the $24.99 version for the Boost 800. Okay.
Right.
All right, well then let's move on to the next item. And again, you can follow all these at our show notes page at computeramerica.com, and you can see them for yourself. The next one is from D-Link, and now we think of D-Link as making routers and what have you, like Netgear, but evidently they have this day and night Wi-Fi high definition baby camera.
Isn't that amazing? Something that the three of us probably have absolutely no use for. You don't have any babies around, do you, Craig?
Not that I know of, no.
Ben?
Well, I mean, I don't know why the baby would need a camera in the first place.
We got to get them started on the high tech really early. No, Craig is right. D-Link is known for their routers and things like that. But if you think about it, D-Link is known for their network equipment. So a baby monitor that is network ready is right up their alley. And this particular one I tried out with my dog. I'm dog sitting right now, so I've got a little dog.
Yes.
And it worked amazingly well. It's a high quality video. It's got sound and motion. You can hook it up for remote viewing, and that's free, which is really nice. So basically, the baby monitor you put in the baby's room, and you can mount it on the wall. It has a nice wall mount. It's a little round camera, and it's got pink or blue around the bottom and the middle of the camera. So those are changeable. But the thing that I really liked is that it goes right to your cell phone. So you hook it up to your network, easy setup. Very easy setup. All you have to do is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put in your network password, and you're hooked up. Then you put the app on your cell phone, and if you get a D-Link account, you can actually watch the baby remotely. So you can be out of the house and keep an eye on the baby, which is really kind of cool.
Well, I don't understand why you would leave your baby alone in the home.
I'm not saying you'd leave it alone. I'm just saying if you want to.
Baby, there's $20 on the cupboard, and order a pizza when you're hungry, and get to whatever babies do. No, I think it's when you leave the room, kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly when you leave the room, right? Okay. It's got two-way audio, so you can hear the baby and you can talk to the baby. Now the audio had a little bit of a lag. I didn't think that was much of a problem.
Well, the baby, I can see that would be a problem. I mean, because if you're doing coochie coo and there's a little bit of a lag, I mean, the baby, might know,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm
just on real time,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Boy, you guys are tough. It actually worked in the dark, which I thought was really neat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So, and it worked quite